What is up, you sexy beast? My name is Wykie, if you're here for the first time, or if you're new to the channel, welcome. And I'm bringing you a little Saturday morning video here because our sport, there's always stuff happening in our sport. I love our sport. And this morning, Annie Thorisdottir, Lauren Fisher, Khan Porter, and Tola Morakinyo. Is that how I say it, Tola? Morakinyo. The four of them dropped the news that they are going team this year. They are all assembling in Reykjavik, Iceland, to be an affiliate team. Or I imagine they're going to move there. I know Khan's already there. I saw a post this morning that he arrived in Iceland in the last day or two. And I imagine for them to be a legit affiliate team, they have to be training in the same place for a certain amount of time. Now, it's very exciting. It's a little bit confusing in some ways. I think for some people on this team, it makes sense to go team. And then for others, I don't know. Let's talk about Khan and Annie first of all. So Khan and Annie are both 32 years young, very young. And Khan finished up at he finished in 6th place last year here at the Torian. And although I still fully believe that Khan can make it as an individual, he is coming towards the end of his CrossFit career. He's gone team before and really enjoyed it. He did really well at Wadapalooza just last weekend. And to be on a team with Annie, it's such a great opportunity. So I think it makes sense for Khan. You know, his life's a movie. You know, the guy's just always traveling and living in different places, and I just love to watch it. And now he can spend a full season in Iceland. It's pretty cool. So it makes sense for Khan. Annie, on the other hand, I feel like Annie's on this upwards trajectory, you know, 3rd of the games, 2nd at Rogue. She went into the final day at Rogue, leading tier. And, you know, watching her little chat with Matt Fraser after the Rogue, she seemed so confident. She seemed like she was convinced that she could beat Tia. Or she wanted the other girls in the field to believe that. And yeah, I thought that she was going to come back and challenge for that title again this year, but she's obviously made the decision to go team. So I don't know if that means that she's done as an individual forever. But again, you know, she's got a young girl that's growing up, and who knows. So a little bit bummed, to be honest, to see Annie not go individual this year. I was looking forward to her challenging Tia, and I think she is one of the handful of athletes that actually has the ability to outdo Tia. So a little bit bittersweet to see her go team. Tola and Lauren are still in their mid-20s. Tola's 26, Lauren's 27. And Lauren came 13th at the West Coast Classic last year, and Tola came 9th. It feels like Lauren has been in the sport for a long time, and in my mind, it makes sense for her to go team. I'm not sure that she is the kind of athlete that could podium at the games. She's had quite a bit of time, I guess, to do that or to prove that, and she hasn't. So I think it makes sense for her to go team. Tola, on the other hand, he's 26. He trains with the Underdog Athletics crew in Vegas with Justin Kotler. And I feel like he's got so much potential if he could sort out his endurance work. Both of those athletes, Lauren and Tola, their worst finishes at the West Coast Classic was on the ruck run, the longer endurance event. And then their second worst finishes were the chippers, the longer workouts. We all know how strong Tola is. He must be one of the top 3 strongest athletes in the field. He actually won the snatch event at the West Coast Classic. He did some ridiculous snatch when he did the demo at the games this year. He's a very strong athlete. He's actually very good at gymnastics as well. The only thing that holds him back is his engine. So I feel like that is something that it's not a skill that you have to learn. It's not a, you know, strength is hard to gain. He's got the things that are hardest to learn and to gain, he's already got. And so I feel like the engine side, the running, the swimming, the endurance stuff, it's not easy, but it's very doable. You just need to put in the work, and he's got the right coach, he's got the right team around him. So I would have loved to have seen Tola, you know, give the individuals a bit more of a nudge, but nevertheless, great team. Great team on paper. It's going to be interesting to see how they go training together for, you know, 3 to 6 months and how they kind of jam. As far as height goes, both Tola and Khan are very similar heights. I would think like 183 centimeters, around that 6 foot mark. Annie and Lauren are a little bit different in height. Annie's like 170 centimeters, where Lauren's like 165. Not a major difference, but when you think about things like the worm, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go jamming together as a team. So that is very exciting news that came out this morning, and the team comp, man, that's where it's at. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more kind of super teams assemble to train at the same affiliate. If you're not aware, you can't just create super teams You can't train in different locations or different affiliates and then just come together for the games. The rules now is it is the affiliate cup, so you've got to be part of the same affiliate. That's why I say I believe all these guys will be living in Iceland for the next kind of 6 months. In other news, Matt O'Keefe, the legend, and someone I'm now glad to call a friend. I was kind of watching Matt from afar and then getting to meet him. I actually met him in Hawaii in 2019, but getting to spend a lot more time with him at the games this past year. He is just an absolute gentleman and just one of those solid, foundational people in our community. And he announced this week, if you might have seen it on the Morning Chalk Up pages, he announced that he's stepping away from being the president of Loud and Live. Loud and Live being the events company that runs events like Wodapalooza, the Granite Games, West Coast Classic. And so he's moving on to something different. Apparently he's going to announce what that is next week, which is very exciting. My first thought was, he's going to be running the games. Maybe they're getting him involved in the CrossFit Games. He did say though in an interview this week with Morning Talk Up that he won't be traveling as much with this new job. He'll be able to do most of it from his home. So I'm not sure if that quite fits the bill for the CrossFit Games. Who knows? But yeah, I admire Matt and I'm excited for his future. And Matt, if you're watching this or if somehow you hear this, well done, man. Well done for the last, I think it's 4 years of Loud and Live, for the amazing events you've put on, especially during a tough time in the world. So very, very amazing stuff. And yeah, I think a big part of the decision from Matt, it sounds like he wants to be around family more often, which is very cool. Something that I stand for sure. Traveling's cool, career's cool, but family is number one. So enjoy the new season, Matt. Love you heaps. The semi-final events have been announced. I can't believe how quickly this has all come around again. So starting on the 20th of May, we're kicking off with four weekends in a row of semi-final events. The Torium Pro just up here in Brizzy is back on, so I'm super excited to get back to the Torium. We're gonna be missing Khan this year. He always puts on a good show, but that's going to be cool. And then the two events that I'm missing on here is the West Coast Classic and the Granite Games. So the two events that were run by Loud and Live. So I'm not sure how, maybe that's linked with Matt O'Keefe leaving, but there are two holes there that are yet to be filled. And at the moment it says here, CrossFit semi-final events. That's all it says. So reading the post there, it sounds like CrossFit's still working with potential partners for those two North American events. As far as the numbers go, it seems like it's exactly the same qualifying numbers as last year. Here in Oceania, we're still only getting 3 men and 3 women through. And the numbers that get qualified to the games apparently is purely based on the participation in the Open. So how many people in the Oceania region compete in the Open and how does it compare to the rest of the world? So that percentage of participation determines how many people would qualify. So based on that, nothing's changed since last year from what I can see. So as far as the participation goes, that must still be very similar to previous years. One event that's on here that wasn't on here last year is Strength and Depth for Europe. I went to Strength and Depth in 2020, I believe it was, and an amazing event in London. So it's pretty cool to see them now being a semi-final as well. And then I think all the other ones are the same. Actually, maybe there's a new one in South America and Asia. So there you go. What do you guys think about this new team with Annie, Khan, Lauren, and Tola? Which other teams do you think might come together, or which other teams should come together? Which athletes do you think should just call it quits on the indie side and just make the jump to the team? And then the big question, can a team like this, can they challenge Rich Fronings Mayhem? Will Mayhem compete again, or not will they compete again, will Rich compete again in the Mayhem team? I don't know, surely he must be coming very close to finishing up. They had a pretty bad run at Wodapalooza. Obviously that was a very different thing, just team of 3, same gender team. So it is very different to the games, but what do you think? Could they challenge Rich's team at the games? Do you have any semi-final events happening nearby you, and are you gonna go watch? Let me know, I'd love to know. And before I say goodbye, I'll leave you with this little image. I'm a creative dude, and so this morning I just thought, Khan Porter is going to be living in Iceland with the daughters. Why not make this little image? Khan Porter's daughter, Yeah. Nah, good. Guys, have a fantastic weekend. Stay sexy, keep roaring love, and I'll see you real soon. Mwah. The double kiss today. Mwah.